start ikkada.
जबरदस्त पॉइंट मीटियोर्स का.
Pressure lo unnadu.
Oh, what a spike! How much power! Vignesh Raj! Hiroshi! It's the Blackhawks versus the Meteors Mumbai. Time for some Monday evening smackdown. This is day 5, match number 8, season 3 of the Rupee Prime Volleyball League, powered by 8-3. It's a team that comes from the city of dreams, Mumbai Meteors, versus the Blackhawks Hyderabad. Well, just the one game tonight, one as good as 10, I suppose, in terms of the intensity he offers. My name is Manish Batavi, and I'm alongside two people who will agree with me when I say that in our profession, there are no manic Mondays, just magic Mondays thanks to volleyball, Ki.
I like to call it Monday Fun Day, if you will, Manish. Volleyball, anytime we get to watch volleyball, it's always awesome.
Well, these two teams have played one game each. Mumbai gave us the first 5-setter of this league this season. They beat the Delhi Toofans 3-2. Hyderabad, meanwhile, lost their opening game to Chennai. Now, up first, the Mumbai Meteors. Shubham Chaudhary, how big a factor is he? Because this is the first time he's the go-to guy in a PVL team. What do you make of this man so far, and what's the way forward for him?
He was fantastic in the last match. I was so impressed with him. And like you mentioned, he wasn't a starting player with Kochi. He only came in the last couple of games last year. But in the last match, he scored 13 points. He was our man of the match for good reason. Mumbai is missing their captain Kul Karthik, and he stepped up in a big way, obviously playing different positions, but in that energy and that leadership role. They took two opposites, in fact, this year. They took Christian as well, who's a foreigner, came out early for Shubham. Great choice, it turns out, but I did speak to management and say, hey, why did you take so many opposites? They said, yeah, we needed to be sure in that position because they like to play heavy to the pins. 50 sets between the outside and the opposite, whereas the middle's got only 10 sets between them. And Chaudhary was a big part of that. He was elite, and Mumbai they've got a weapon in him, I'd like to say.
Well, it was their first season last year. It was their debut season. Things didn't quite go their way, but the word Shubham means lucky omen, luck. So maybe he will bring a lot of luck. There's another guy that has the responsibility in this team as well. Amit Gulia, formerly of the Blackhawks Hyderabad a couple of years ago, is now with the Blackhawks. What is his role while Shubham is the go-to guy?
Yeah, I think it's to really support Shubham in that left side role, but he's scoring just as many points, 13 points for him in that opening game. And when you look at teams who can go far in competitions, they need point scorers in lots of different positions. As Key said, they go really heavy to the pins, so they need the pins to be scoring. I don't think they're using the middle quite as much as we would like to see in this competition, but Ahmed at the moment scored 11 in this competition, or in this game last year. But remember, he was competing with Hardy, Brandon and Anu James for that spot on the left side, and he's making that his own. He was really aggressive, his pass is solid as well, and a lot will rely around him on the left and Shubham on the right.
Yes, it was a chance conversation with a senior at a hostel in Sirsa in the year 2008, where he was introduced to this great sport, and he's come a long way in the last 16 years and is now an important part of his Prime Volleyball League side. Let's take a look at Amit Gulia's journey.
मेरे कोच रहे हैं दान सिंह इंसा, उन्होंने मेरे को वॉलीबॉल खेलने के लिए बोला भी आप वॉलीबॉल स्टार्ट करो, आपका हाइट अच्छा है। मैं 2007 के अंदर वॉलीबॉल खेलना स्टार्ट किया था। 17-18 साल से लगभग खेल रहा हूँ। तो मैं मैक्सिमम अपना ट्राई करता हूँ कि अपना बेस्ट दूँ। विनिंग लूजिंग वो बाद का है, लेकिन मैं मैक्सिमम अपना जितना दे सकता हूँ टीम के लिए तो ट्राई करता हूँ मैक्सिमम। मैं अभी जैसे सर्विस पे ज़्यादा फोकस कर रहा हूँ एंड ब्लॉकिंग एक्शन है उस पर फॉलो कर रहा हूँ। पीवीएल इसलिए है क्योंकि एक तो इसमें जैसे कि फॉरेन प्लेयर आते हैं, ऊपर से जो प्लेयर इस प्रेशर के अंदर खेल सकता है अच्छे से, तो उसके लिए इजी हो जाएगा इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे खेलना। कभी भी कोई भी आपके अपोजिट में कितना भी बड़ा प्लेयर खेल रहा हो, आप उसको गेम में ऐसे मतलब बड़ा मत मानो। उस टाइम अगर आप सेम ग्राउंड में खेल रहे हो तो आप इक्वल प्लेयर हो।
Well, clearly this guy means business. He's fearless. He doesn't care who the opposition is. Now, he is going to be a big threat to a defense that was in tatters the other night. Hyderabad losing to Chennai and Key just 2 block points in that 3-set game.
Yeah, that was not a great performance defensively there for Hyderabad. And I think we saw some frustration as well from the blockers. I remember the Serbian Stefan, he had 0 blocks. He did get 3 kills, but he's trying to step into a leadership role that's really tough to do if you have sort of a shambles in the defense. Chennai had 7 blocks. They shut down their opposition. And another question I had, where was Prince? 14 lakhs as the middle blocker. He should have been there in the defense as one of the big go-tos in the block. Barely played. John Joseph had 1 block. So my question was, where was the defense? And I spoke to I spoke to some of the coaching staff afterwards. They said they might have a couple of changes today because they really want to rely a little more heavily on their middle, and I think they're going to have to do that.
I agree.
Yep. Well, it's not just the defense that's an area of concern. Their offensive efficiency was in tatters as well. In a 3-set match, just 15 attack points, and I think the opposition will be very much aware of this weakness as well.
Yeah, I think they struggled all around the court, didn't they? Block defense, offense, but Ivan was a top scorer with 4 points. And if you look at Guru Prasanth last year, his worst game in this league was a 14-point haul. So they're obviously missing Guru. But for me, at the moment, I'm really struggling to see how the setter connects with the hitters because the ball was out of the hitting window more often than not the other night. And that's a big selection dilemma, I think, for Hyderabad. Do they go with Ranjit or do they go back to Lao Sujan to sort of cure those offensive problems and bring the hitters into the game?
Well, I suppose they'll have to look at ways to work without Guru. I mean, Guru isn't going to be around, so that excuse can't really work forever. Ski?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the problem is, though, nobody else has really stepped up. And we saw 2 players on the outside in negative efficiency. So not only is the reception not letting the middles get into the game, but then the set is not letting the outsides and the opposites get into their game. So they just don't really have that missing piece.
Correct. And Hemant didn't quite show up. He made 3 points. And last year, he was just operating off the back of Guru. So they would set Guru so many balls. And when they went to Hemant, Hemant would be open. So Guru unlocked everybody else. They haven't got anybody unlocking anybody at the moment. And that's going to be key.
Inadvertently so. But Louis makes Hemant sound like He-Man, so maybe he has some superhero powers. What about the Rupe League rules? A brand new format, a few things that have been introduced this year. A single round-robin format followed by a Super Fives. The top 5 teams at the end of the round-robin format go through to the Super Fives followed by the knockouts. Remember, this time we won't play all 5 sets unless necessary. It's a best of 5. And for a win, you get 2 points. No bonus points for a 3-0 win. Remember, if a set is locked at 14 all, the team that needs to win the set will need to have a 2-point gap. That is where it all stands. Now then, match number 8, Mumbai have won 1. Hyderabad have lost their opening game. It's a tricky one because at times in the past we've had egg on our faces after seeing a team lose. So, Louis, let's have your predictions first.
I've had a lot of egg on my face.
Great Australian expression, by the way.
In this league. All right, I'm going to go for the Black Hawks because I think they're going to do a Chennai. They're going to come out firing, but I think maybe we might see Lao Sujan start as the setter. Maybe that unlocks the performance for them tonight, and I think they need a win here, or they at least need a performance. Let's say that.
And Louis needs a win as well because we're at
Struggling
4-3 in our little
had a great
competition
start,
going.
though.
He started so strong.
I thought this was my year.
Well, I think I'm going to get Mumbai. I'm going to take them 3-1 because I like the look of Shubham Chaudhary. I think he is fantastic. I think he can carry the team, and they're just looking super strong.
As a Mumbaiker, fist bump. Well done. Points table. Let's take a look at where these two teams stand. Hyderabad looking to get off the mark. Mumbai looking for their second consecutive win. If Mumbai win this one, they go on par with Ahmedabad. They will go up to number 2 possibly. And if Hyderabad get off the mark, they will come closer to Bengaluru. I suppose level on points with Chennai and Bengaluru. Still early days in the tournament. Big game coming up for Mumbai. Lots of color on court. The pinks and the blacks of Mumbai versus a brand new orange for Hyderabad. We're dressed in nice and fancy colors today.
Well, it was fancy until someone spilled coffee on me earlier. I hope you can't see it.
It still looks lovely on you. Thanks to our friends from Indian Terrain, our wardrobe sponsors. So a big thank you to them as well. But guess what's coming up? In just a couple of minutes from now, it's match number 8. The Mumbai Meteors versus the Blackhawks Hyderabad. It's a game that shall see lots of fireworks from the likes of Shubham Gulia, Amit Gulia. Watch out Hyderabad. It's a big one coming up on the other side of the break.
boys and girls, welcome to Season 3 of Rupee Prime Volleyball League, powered by A23. Are you ready for the match of the evening? The match is starting between Mumbai Meteors taking on Hyderabad Hawks. Ladies and gentlemen, a quick toss of name for the day. Hyderabad Black Hawks have won the toss and choose to receive. Let's welcome our referees for the match with all their favorite applause. The first referee for the day, Mr. Daniel M. International referee. Second referee for the day, Mr. Dinesh Das, national referee. Let's hear it for our technical officer, Mr. Balaji Prabhu.
Time for some Monday night pyrotechnics. It's Mumbai Meteors versus the Blackhawks Hyderabad. This is day 5 of the Rupee Prime Volleyball League powered by A23. We're coming to you live from the Jawaharlal Nehru Indoor Stadium in Chennai. What's at stake for these two teams? Hyderabad looking to get off the mark. Mumbai Meteors looking to win 2-2. They won their first game in grand style against the Delhi Toofans. Mumbai win tonight. They go to 4 points and will be level on points with the defending champions, the Ahmedabad defenders, who have 2-2. Hyderabad, they've played one, lost one, and they look to get off the mark and go level with Chennai and Bengaluru. In just a few seconds, we're all set to fly.
It's time to rid yourself of the Monday blues with some high-flying action of the Rupee Prime Volleyball League powered by A23. Live from Chennai, it is the Mumbai Meteors taking on the Hyderabad Blackhawks. And first up is a team that tasted bitter disappointment in the opening round. But they'll want to make things right tonight. Make no mistake about that. With their eyes on the prize, it is the Hyderabad Blackhawks!
Well, the Hyderabad Blackhawks make their way into the arena for their second game of this Rupee Prime Volleyball League after a disappointing 3-0 loss to the Chennai Blitz in their opening game. They will certainly be looking for a hawk attack this evening. It was a disappointing one for the Blackhawks, no one scoring over 4 points. Ivan, the Venezuelan, opposite, scoring the 4. Guru's replacement, remember last year his worst performance was 14 points. Aseta was also a big problem, couldn't connect with the hitters. It'll be interesting to see whether Ranjit Singh, the captain, or Lao Sujin starts. They are strong, but they have to unite, and they really have to take the game to the Mumbai Meteors this evening.
They survived a humdinger of a contest and came out smiling last time around they took to the court. They'll be shooting stars tonight as well, for they are the Mumbai Meteors!
The Mumbai Meteors coming out in force with a bit of confidence after that 3-2 win over Delhi just a few days ago. And one name has come to the forefront of this tournament. Shubham Chaudhary stepping in and stepping up was a fantastic contributor to that win. 13 points he had, but this team goes heavy on the pins. Amit Kulia also doing some damage. A fantastic first start, and let's have a listen in. This was the first start for Mumbai, a great one. Let's see if they can repeat it here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a pleasure to welcome Shri Udanidhi Stalin, the Honorable Minister of Youth, Welfare and Sports Development of Tamil Nadu, here, live at the Jawaharlal Nehru Indoor Stadium in Chennai.
There he is then, Mata, the international libero, the only international libero in this competition, watching on as the hands are shaken. Chennai proud to host this tournament for the first time ever.
Yes, welcome handshake with players of both teams. Big smiles there as well on this Monday evening. We're coming to you live from the Jawaharlal Nehru Indoor Stadium. Just minutes away from the first serve of this match number 8. Pleasantries exchanged, and in just a few seconds it will be game time.
May I now request all those who can to kindly rise for the Indian National Anthem.
पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
An honor to have the Honorable Sports Minister of Tamil Nadu, Shri Udanidhi Stalin, presence here at the Jawaharlal Nehru Indoor Stadium to watch these two teams in action. Wish these two teams luck for this all-important game. Remember, it's a single round-robin format, and so 9 teams play each other just once before we bring it down to 5 teams in the Super 5, followed by the knockouts. A hello to the officials as well, for the Honorable Sports Minister. Alongside him is Joy Bhattacharya, the Chief Executive Officer of the Rupee Prime Volleyball League. Now it's time for action, and in just a few seconds we will take a look at the Mumbai Meteors lineup. At the toss though, the team in orange, captained by Ranjit Singh, won the toss and chose to receive. Hardeep Singh to the left, captain of the Mumbai Meteors, will be ready to serve as well. Now he's an important cog in the wheel as well for the Meteors, who are looking for their second win in the tournament.
Well, here's who they're going to put out on court to try to get it. Got Amit on the outside, Ajith Chandran also on the outside, and Aravindan through the setting spot. Shamim and Sarab Man will be in the middle, and Shubham Chowdhury, who we got to know well in the last matchup. He was a fantastic contributor to that win with 13 points, so I think there's going to be a pretty heavy emphasis on getting him that ball. Again, an important player. There he is then, Sonny Joseph, head coach of this side. Fantastic fella. Give us a little bit of insight before the match about how they are so heavily reliant on that opposite, that they took not only a foreigner in that spot, but also one of their best players.
Well, here are the Blackhawks. He-Man, 3 points in the opening evening. Probably would want a few more than that. Stefan Kovacic will start in the middle. Didn't get as much of the ball as he would have liked. Ashman Tiller starts as an attacker. Ivan Fernandez, the left-hander from Venezuela, starts on the right side. And there's the big change. Lao Sujan comes in for Ranjit. John Joseph starts as the second middle. That's the big news. Lao Sujan has been given the nod, having set the majority of the last season with Guru Basanthas is opposite. There's Zoran Kedicic, the Slovenian head coach of the Blackhawks, who will be looking for a better performance from his side this evening. Well, Daniel M, the first referee, will be ably assisted by Dinesh Das, the second referee, just going through the rotations, making sure everybody is where they've said they would be.
Wonder how Mumbai reacts. So they lost their captain, Kartik, early stages in the tournament. We didn't see him play at all. And I think that Mumbai needs some kind of leadership to step up. Shubham Chowdhury can take it a little bit, but who else do we see that takes that on their shoulders?
Well, he scored over 40 points last year, Kartik, and he's out with a left tibia injury, and he's going to miss the whole season. So that's a huge, huge loss. But both teams are looking for improved performance. Mumbai Meteors might have won their first game, but let's see if they can improve under the guidance of league winner Sonny Joseph.
Here we go, ready for this volleyball clash. Loop, an error. We spoke about how the defense was in tackles. Now that's not the kind of pass you want to start the game with.
Certainly not, but it's a great start from Mumbai. Top serve down there on the left side, targeting Ashmat. And we talked about the reception being a struggle. Hyderabad have to find something.
Yeah, they do. Ashmat full accountability there, but he steps in and takes this one nicely. There's no middle. And again, not firing on that right side. That was what we saw the other evening. And confidence is an issue here. We know that for Hyderabad, and they're going to need something to spark up a performance here.
Well, I did talk to their management earlier today and said, hey, what's going to change today? And you mentioned it, the setter is the first and foremost, but they're going to try and use the middle a little bit more. But again, you've got to pass the ball if you want to run the middle, and so far 2 aces coming from Mumbai.
You know, I think they're going to now keep targeting us, but his confidence is in tackles right now.
Yeah, but when you're passing the ball, it's important that you take little steps and you stay grounded. And he's just coming up way too early. The ball's getting way past him. And again, it's a confidence game, and he's going to have to up it a little bit. Again, the pass isn't quite there for Hyderabad. This is not the start that they would have wanted.
Oh, one-handed dig, all right.
Okay, lovely rally. The best play so far. Straight away, the double block. Excellent defense for both teams. Here comes Ashmat, and he has been blocked. Oh, it's getting worse for Ashmat. 2 reception errors, and then a spike that was blunted by that double block.
Well, it's a good cover there, the first one, and then they go again, and you see Stefan right there. He is furious because in international volleyball, a ball that lands behind the 3-meter line on a block cover has to be picked up. That's just an effort problem.
It really is, especially in a slow ball situation when that first ball is off the net. You have to be covering because you know that you're going to have 2 blockers on you. Hemant is sleeping, Stefan is frustrated as we have a look at the SBI Super Point. Each team are allowed to call a super point. That's worth 2, but you have to call them before your team gets to 11 points. 2 points for whatever team wins the SBI Super Point, and we see teams turn in an instant because of it.
Another exciting thing in this league, only the Indian Oil Super Serve. So basically, if you have an ace serve and no one on the receiving side touches it, it counts for 2. So even if you know you're going to be ace, probably better to just throw an arm out there just in case so you don't lose 2 points.
Pointing depressing start for the Blackhawks Hyderabad. Remember, it's a 5-setter. Now that will help. That's the kind of positive dose they wanted. An injection of belief from Lal Sujan. Excellent move that.
Well, straight away, you can see him using different options. He's gone for the dump this time, but we've seen him try and use the middle. And as we said, they didn't use the middle enough in the first game. They didn't really fire anywhere. So at least you can see that he's trying to use a balanced attack, let's put it that way.
Mumbai have been allowed to settle in, and that is what happens when Amit Gulia gets going as well. That is a signature Amit Gulia move.
Yeah, I really like this. He's pounded it to position 1, but the middle's on time. Rupe contact the shot. Stefan sees the pipes coming, he delays his timing, but he leaves one open, and Amit takes full advantage of it.
We haven't even seen Shubham Chaudhary get going yet. Still early doors though. Hyderabad looking to find their groove. That will help for sure. That is a hawk attack and a half.
Yeah, that's a big, big blow. And I would go as far to say that Asnath is playing as a left-sided today, passing, but we haven't seen many opposite players for Hyderabad hit the ball that well so far in the opening 2 games.
Let's see if they can get going in the serve. Oh, that's a good start.
Shubham with the set. Amit Gulia. Backcourt attack didn't work. Here come Hyderabad and the block works. Oh, lovely move that one. Shamimuddin and Amit Gulia combining in that double block.
This happened so often the other evening to Ivan. Put a cross-court block on him and see if he can access the line. Actually, he's come back to the line that time. Come right back over the left shoulder. That's my bad. But I can't remember him scoring too many points or scoring too freely and getting past the block too often. Both times we've seen him.
Well, there's them trying to go back to the middle and use that rotation a little bit more. And I think Stefan probably had a word in between these matches that, hey, get me that ball more. I need it. What's going on here, though? It looks high enough for me. Maybe a bit of a spin on it. He's just completely missed it.
Well, a super point has been called for by Zoran Kedicic, the head coach of the Blackhawks Hyderabad. An SBI super point, that is worth 2 now. If Mumbai win this next point, they will go up 9-2. If not, it will be 7-4. Remember, an SBI super point is worth 2. Here we go. Control serve, straight to Hemant. Then the pass, here comes Hemant. A push, not a spike. Ajit Lal. Shubham Chaudhary is off the mark.
Someone's on the net there, Manish.
Someone is on the net, but I have a feeling it's probably the blockers. It's not often that you see the attacker grab the net, so he's looking a little confused there. Yes, there was a shake of the net. As long as he didn't touch the antenna with the ball, then it should be clean.
Well, Sonny Cool Joseph wants to call a review, and I think I would quite like another look at that one. Interesting moment because, again, Hyderabad, this time through Hemant, passed way off the net. And it's exactly the same as Asnath, and so far they've really looked, they've lost their confidence in that first touch, and that's going to be really problematic for Hyderabad in this game unless they can get it going.
And we talk so much about the importance of that first contact. Yes, the tough serve, but if you can handle that serve and get that ball where you want it to be, everything opens up for your setter, for your attackers. Whereas if that ball continues to stay off the net, struggle city. All right, here we go. Here's that review then. What's the net touch? Watch it there. Oh, okay, for me, that's the blockers putting their hands in the antenna.
Yeah, I think that has to go the way.
Hemant's left hand.
That's got to go the way, surely, of Mumbai.
Hemant's left hand, the guilty party here. The antenna is...
And again...
Oh, it's tough to tell, though. I think we need to see the angle from behind the court.
Agree.
Because it looks like that's his finger. Yeah, that's definitely blocking finger catching the antenna.
But again...
Because you'll see here how far the ball is from the antenna.
You see so far how many of these little errors. This error here...
Tough to tell as well.
The lack of cover.
Yeah, the SBI super point therefore has been won by the Mumbai Meteors. 7-2 becomes 9-2. Remember, an SBI super point is worth 2. That's not a victory sign, that's a sign of 2 points. And so at this stage, we go into an Amul Cool technical timeout. Hyderabad still look lost. Mumbai are on a roll.
Well, it's a thing of beauty. The Rupe VIP box, the best seats in the house. Rupe on the go, and the only team on the go at the moment here are the Mumbai Meteors. They've got off to a very, very impressive start.
In presence today is the Honorable Sports Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin. Alongside him is Joy Bhattacharya, the Chief Executive Officer of the Rupe PVL. Joined this game on a Monday evening. Now Hyderabad won many, many more of those. That one was aimed straight at Ajit Lal. Surprisingly, we've only seen him in defensive duties. Nothing on the offense from him yet.
Well, Mumbai hasn't had to do much in the offense, honestly. They have only had a couple of attacks because Hyderabad just haven't been able to get the ball on their side. So they're making it super easy on Mumbai right now.
Well, you can see that Stefan's trying to take that into his own hands by ripping a bullet of a serve, and that certainly is helpful to get them into advantageous positions in transition. And again to the right side, Ivan can't quite score.
Ajit Lal! Big move, lands outside now. He celebrated straight away. Was he claiming a touch? A quick check with the coach on the sidelines, and Amit Gulia, I reckon, has said no. Or are they going for a review? No. No, says Sunny Joseph, we won't review it. Regardless, it's so good to see Ajit Lal making a move. So Ajit, Amit and Shubham, if that trio gets going, I can tell you, Mumbai will be a sight to reckon with. Mumbai will be a force.
Good call by Amit as well to just be honest with the coach and say, no, I don't think there was a touch. I mean, it's very close there between the hands of the block, but good conversation and communication.
Great.
But that swing was on from Ajit Lal.
Yeah, absolutely. And it wasn't a bad swing, you just didn't get the touch. There's so many of those plays that could go either way, right? You go high, you look for a touch off the hands, and if you don't, it goes out the back.
And we talk about how poor Hyderabad's blocking was in the last matchup. There's an example of why. The arms are wide open. They should have been closed.
Again, that first pass for Hyderabad is way off the net, and it's too far to the right, and that brings Chowdhury right into the game. Luckily, they can build through the rally here, and that's a beautiful bit of work.
A little bit of pipe action coming in for Hyderabad. They'll need more of that. I feel they need to just kind of try and unlock more zones on the court than just that opposite zone.
Yeah, well, Hemant there, enabled by Lal Sujan for that 8-2-3 super spike. In fact, it was Azmat who had a horrible start to this game. A couple of service errors and then was blocked. So that will soothe and calm his nerves a little bit. Still a 5-point gap to wipe off as the Blackhawks get ready to serve once again. Mumbai have looked a lot more relaxed, of course, enabled by those errors. Landing just outside. Ooh, how close was that?
Possibly worth a challenge, but I wonder if the coaching staff of Hyderabad right now are thinking, let's save our reviews for when we're a little closer in the match. Because remember, you only get 2, and you only keep them if you win both of them.
I think it's a wise call. You want to use that card, and there's more dire need of it.
Yeah.
11-5 it is, as Amit Gulia gets ready to serve.
Double substitution for Hyderabad, but it doesn't work either. Ranjit's been brought on to keep 3 front court attackers, but it's the pass of Hyderabad that's faltered yet again. They're passing off, and when they're not passing off, there's too many gaps. Look at that, Deepu just takes a lot of pressure off of Azmat.
He had no business coming in, did he?
Well, that's a communication error. I'm thinking that Deepu's trying to take a little more responsibility, but that movement has to be made early. You can't be diving in front of another player when they're about to contact.
And also, Azmat hasn't passed well enough. So Deepu's obviously trying to take a little bit off of him and say, all right, I'm going to get involved in this game. That's not the way to do it.
It's good to see that huddle. And I expect more from Ranjit, the captain, as well now. He's got to make sure that the troops rally around him. He's got to communicate, talk straight. Can't expect Zoran Kenacic to do all the talking. Ranjit has to step up. Ranjit, the captain, has to step up. And he has to set better as well than he did in that last game. Straight to the libero. Shubham Chaudhary! That is a spicy spike from Shubham. That is beautifully done. Magnificent strike in that zone 5. And 8-2-3 super spike.
Well, he gets a bit lucky there to dive underneath the net. Look, his ankle almost went the opposite direction. I think he's a bit lucky to not have any worse injuries than just a little scrape of the elbow there.
I agree. I think he's also lucky that the block was way too far inside, so he didn't go into anybody. The Hyderabad blocking, we talked about that pre-game. Way too inside there and really late on getting across on Hyderabad. Better though, this is better from Hyderabad. They're starting to cause some problems to Mumbai. Maybe a little bit too late for the opening set, but maybe it's a good sign for the rest of this match.
Sahil Kumar, Hemant, everyone getting into the act now. Hemant is showing a certain spark. Will that lead to an explosion over 3 sets or possibly 5? Who knows? Mumbai 2 away from winning this first set. Now 1 away. Another service error. As a substitution has been made, Deepu comes back on for the number 17, John Joseph, with that one out.
If I'm the coach of Hyderabad right now, I think they need to keep those serves in. I know, Lou, you and I differ on this a little bit, but I think when you're not so confident in your aggressive serves, you've got to make the other team play.
Way better on the right side. And it's outside of the court. That's a strange one. And it's the opening set now that goes to Mumbai Meteors after an impressive 3-2 victory against the Delhi Toofans in their first match. They've hit the ground running in their second match as well. They've taken the first set over the Hyderabad Blackhawks 15-7, but Hyderabad are improving.
அது மூடி துறக்கும் போதே உன்னை கவுக்கும் கோட்டரு
ஏதாவது பஞ்சா போட்டுடுவாங்களா எனக்கு ராஜாவானா எனக்கு ராஜாவானா எனக்கு ராஜாவானா வாழுற எதுவும் இல்லைனாலும் ஆளுங்க எனக்கு ராஜாவானா வாழுற எதுவும் இல்லைனாலும் ஆளுங்க
Welcome back to the Rupee Prime Volleyball League. Mumbai Meteors are 1-up over the Hyderabad Blackhawks, and here's why. Well, for me, it has a lot to do with those blocks there, and they're forcing the errors onto Hyderabad's side. 6 of them, 3 points given to Mumbai.
Yeah, too many errors, a few behind the service line, and that's who they're missing at the moment. Guru Prasanth on the left of the screen. He was sensational last year. As we said in the pre-show, his worst performance was 14 points in the game, and it just shows, doesn't it, how much they're missing him. The go-to man, Lao Sujan, hasn't got that person to go to, and they're suffering.
But I'd be very disappointed if that's the excuse they have in their heads as well. You've got to accept the fact that Willie isn't around and he won't be around in this league, this season at least. And so you've got to make things work with what you have.
You say that, but it's so much easier when you have an outlet go-to attacker. Mumbai has it in Shubham Prajvi. Ahmedabad has it in Angamutu. You have to have that one player that you can send the ball at any point. This is a Rupe contactless shot through the middle, in fact, from Mumbai. But the reason that's accessible, as you talked about, Louis, in the pre-show, is that when you have those outlets, you can use anything you want.
Mumbai are playing with some real confidence as well. You've got to give them some credit about how they've gone about this game. And Mumbai, if they do win here this evening, would have won their opening 2 matches, which would be a great start for Sonny Joseph and his team. But I still would feel that they wouldn't have played any of their heavy hitters at the top of the league, or who we would fancy coming into this competition.
Yeah, we talked about how Kolkata had a tough road. They had 2 very tough teams to start with, and they're down 2-0. But if they maybe had played Hyderabad, they might have got a win.
Their big one is Rao K at the moment, and whether he can get back fit as quickly as possible with, well, another service error for Hyderabad. And this, for me, is really the underpinning story of Hyderabad. Look at their faces. Not quite where they would, well, I would want them to be looking at them, but also the opposite isn't quite firing. The pass isn't quite there. They haven't really got the middle working. So in turn, there you go, maybe now.
I like that from Ivan Jose. So that's one of their internationals, one of their foreign players. And he was in negative efficiency in the last match. But if Hyderabad can connect with him, that angle on that A23 super spike is something we have not seen from any players in this whole league. That angle from the lefty, that's beauty.
So I'm going to throw it out there. He's been coming in quite straight. And I much prefer him coming in on that angle where he can rip a couple of angles into the crosscourt. I don't know if he's got a line shot from there, but he looks a lot more aggressive and a lot more dangerous.
I suppose very much intentional that one, with his back towards the coaching bench.
Yeah.
Instead of facing the net, I suppose. Little things.
He's got a whole bunch of opening up to do because he is a lefty, right? But I just wonder if that sharp of an angle will be really easy to pick off. The middle blockers will recognize that that starts to be his go-to attack, and it's just a matter of dropping your inside arm and they can shut that down.
I really hope other younger Indian lefties like Anu James are watching Ivan Jose Hernandez very, very closely. Little skills to pick up from the international, the Venezuelan. Not a bad set, but the block was there. Did the antenna come in as well? I think it did, and therefore the point has been awarded to Hyderabad.
Good volleyball there, though, from both sides. I mean, the pass is in from Amit Julia. We spoke a lot about Amit Julia before this game, and their pass has been better for Mumbai, but what happened there?
For the first time in this match, Hyderabad are in the lead, 4-3.
Bit of a fumble there in the middle blocking position, right into the net. But again, here's my problem with Hyderabad. As soon as you give them an inch, they give you back a mile. Usually it's the other direction, right? If you get a little bit of momentum, that's when you can run with it. But it seems every time they get a look in the door, they just shoot themselves in the foot.
These large-hearted Hyderabadis.
So
Very
generous.
giving. Now, the Blackhawks haven't really gotten going. Oh yes!
Okay.
That is more like it. That is a Kubani Kamita for the Hyderabad side. Sweet.
That's some seriously good volleyball because the service pressure's high. I think it was Asmat that got his arms on it, and it's the Rupe contact the shot, but it's kudos to the passing, and maybe if Hyderabad can pass that aggressively, they have a chance in this match. We didn't see that in the opening set. The pass is much further forward here.
I think we've got to name him He-Man. Louis refers to Hemant as He-Man. He-Man's not a bad name, Louis.
Louis the nickname king.
I do love that.
Speaking of nicknames, what about Man getting involved there? The big man.
That's how you do it, man.
Oh, we get the Rastafarian Manish this evening again.
I mean, look at that cred super block and the energy he's giving his team. That's exactly what I was talking about, dropping that right arm inside. So if he can press that on the hitters of Hyderabad again. That's just easy block.
Great stuff from Amit Gulia in the defense. Here comes Ajit Lal. Ricochets off the block. The ball has been recycled. Boom, well done. Shubham Chaudhary needed more support from Amit Gulia. Or Saurabh Man. Behind the 3-meter line wasn't to be. Hyderabad are slowly starting to settle down.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is the first time that we've seen Hyderabad really push. We didn't see it in the first game. Now we're seeing them go, okay, we're going to take this challenge on. And fair play to them because their quality is starting to rise.
Is their quality rising or is Mumbai's dropping? Because they already saw that ball in the net, that touch in the net. Now we're seeing an attack out. We're seeing that ball drop between two players. I think Mumbai have completely dipped in their skills.
I think offensively they have, but they've still kept their path pretty solid throughout. So it's not sort of a danger zone yet for them. That's missed by a whisker. The other middle attack got dug and then got transitioned against them. So I think some of it is down to Hyderabad's good.
Ajit Lal has been blocked. Deflating that bubble of hope and aggression from the hydrogen boy Ajit Lal. Hyderabad are settling in nicely now. A 3-point lead in the second. Let's head into an Amul Cool technical timeout. Back in just a bit with the second half of the second set.
Well, here's a look at that last point. A big block from Lal Sujan, the setter, the undersized blocker, but he gets it right there in the corner. And another poor signal for Mumbai not covering their hitters. But let's have a look at some of the top blockers. The cred top 5 blockers of the league. Got Aponza, got Ilyapuro, Mujib, Manoj and Akin. Now you see 2 Ahmedabad defenders players in there, and I think that is one of the big reasons why Ahmedabad is doing so well so far in the tournament.
I agree, and they didn't even use their middle blockers in an offensive strategy yesterday either. There's still some good things they can improve, but improving through the middle, I have to say, for Mumbai, considering they're losing, they have really used the middle a lot in this opening phase of the set. So I think come the end of the set, when they do go to the wings, there'll be more one-on-one opportunities, although we saw from Hydrogen Boy last time out in that one-on-one situation, he still got blocked out going to the line.
Mumbai seem like a side that will show us so much more over the next couple of weeks in the single round robin. They seem to have a lot of layers to their arsenal this season. Shubham Chaudhary, Amit Gulia, Ajit Lal's in as well. Shamim, when he gets going, is a force too. There it is, a Rupee contactless shot in favor of Hyderabad though. 9-6 it is. Can they take this one to 1 apiece at the end of 2?
I like that, going right back to Stefan. Again, you can see he's one of those players that needs to be involved in the match. Nowhere involved in that block, however.
That was an angry spike, wasn't it? From the number 11, I think it was Shamim. Yep. Took off. No one at home.
I love how this is shaping up. There's 3 middle plays in a row here. And Shamim's hit a short set, he's hit a wider set. So there's a bit of variation. It shows that both teams are starting to bring their level.
And a big set by Aravindan there to get Stefan moving to the right side of his court. Oh, predictable now.
That is a monster block from Shubham Chaudhary. Wow! Take a look at the timing on the replay for that block. Denied. Shut the door. Come again tomorrow with that Kretz super block.
And here's my problem with that. It's not trying to get the middle involved more. I think that's a good idea, but you've got to know when to do it. The blockers were pretty much jumping already before the ball was even set.
Yeah, I would love to see a pipe hitter on the reverse there. That's exactly the time that as somebody watching the game, those setters who are really playing at a high level would flip that behind on a pipe, leave the blocker for there, and hit back to the right-hand side of the court.
Correct.
Right, P, what happened on that occasion?
The ball went in the net.
Yeah, well, what was he thinking? Was he in two minds? Was it a miss hit? We'll come to that in just a bit. An SBI super point has been called for, which is worth 2. So if Mumbai win it, it will be 10 apiece. If not, 12-8 for Hyderabad.
This is a big point in the scheme of things.
Nicely done with that set. For Amit Gulia.
So there you go. That's why the super point is so crucial in this league, because all of a sudden Hyderabad's advantage has been completely wiped away.
I've got to say, that's a fantastic set under that much pressure to put the ball into that right area and wipe off the hands. Amit, so good with the fast arm to turn direction, but the pass was under pressure.
A one-handed set, beautiful timing to do that.
The lefty trying to make amends, overcompensating there. Ivan Jose Fernandez Ames, the Venezuelan, saw the blockers lining up and tried to overcompensate. Never works. Mumbai in the lead now.
Yeah, big swing, and again, I'm calling that the pankaj from now on. That one where you aim really, really high, but there has to be a block in front of you for it to be effective, because otherwise, that ball's just going way into the stadium.
Pankaj will take offense to that.
Nah, he would have done it when there was a block. He would have got the point.
Tough moments for Hyderabad after doing so much good work. They've lost 3 on the bounce, and it's back to the drawing board. Well, we know spiking is such an important component of this game, and here's the A23 top 5 spikers. Vinit Kumar is off to a brilliant start with 24 points, including 15 in the opening game against the Bengaluru Torpedoes, but they're still bottom of the table. Santosh, we know how well he's playing at Delhi. Brilliant last night with 11 against the Torpedoes. Heppenstall with 8 on the other side of things against Delhi last night. Jerome Vinit, remember, he's only played 1 match.
Oh yeah, he's been fantastic. Interesting to see Vinit Kumar there on the top, but that just tells me they're relying on him super heavily for Kolkata. They're not finding other options, and that's kind of what Hyderabad's problem is right now. The options are not there.
For Vinit, his efficiency was 44% in the first game, 15 in the second.
Slightly lopsided Kolkata so far. Other aspects of their game need to fall in place. An SBI super point has been called for by Hyderabad, and they will not get it. Another monster block denied by Shubham Chaudhary and co. Hyderabad have pressed the reset button. No correction, Mumbai have, losing it.
Another big SBI super point. Mumbai are on a roll. They have completely taken the lead now, 3 points ahead. That's almost an impossible comeback when you're playing to a match or a set to 15. Having said that, Stefan stepping in and stepping up. I like going to Stefan. I like that idea. Again, he's used at his best when the blockers are not expecting it. In fact, Man is even up there early. But it's a one-on-one, and that you expect the middle to score in that situation.
It'll be a travesty if Hyderabad don't win this set. They've done most things right, and yet if Mumbai take this one away, they will come into the third very deflated.
Well, here comes the big money man, Prince.
I was about to ask, where has he been? They spent a majority of their budget on this player right here. Is he injured? He's just not seen a lot of court time, and that fascinates me. Coming in now just to serve, but he's a middle blocker.
Clearly.
You mean clearly he's a middle blocker? Rude.
Well, that's a tough one to take. They've had a few tests in this campaign already, Hyderabad. Changes coming in now for both sides. Stefan back in. Only to play defense, but Hardeep's also coming into the fray.
Mumbai with 3 set points to go 2-0 up in this match number 8. Well, not yet. Clearly, when they're doing well, their risk appetite is much higher than Hyderabad. Shubham Chaudhary hasn't really set the stage on fire tonight. With his spikes, he's done all right in the defense, isn't he? A couple of big blocks for him.
Yeah, he's been stepping up in other areas. We're used to seeing him in the attacking side, offensive-minded player. But I like that he's got a little bit more to him.
Ahmed Golia unable to convert from the back of the court. Chance now. Once again, Golia! Did he get it right? Oh, just on the line! Evasive action was taken. And that one lands on the line to give the Mumbai Meteors the second set. Golia finishes off. And now, if Hyderabad have to get on the board, they will have to take this one to 5 sets. Mumbai on a roll on this Monday night at the Rupee Prime Volleyball League, having won already. Now they're aiming for a 3-0 wash off the Hyderabad Blackhawks.
Welcome back to the Rupee Prime Volleyball League. Here's what's happened so far. A 2-0 lead for the Mumbai Meteors over the Hyderabad Blackhawks, who've been having a tough day at the office. And have a look at why. 5 blocks to 1 for Mumbai. It's been a field day at the net. Big middles performances. And well, you know, I'm always a big fan of that.
Too many unforced errors for the Blackhawks. They got themselves into a good position. Super points went against them.
Oh, there he is. If you can't take to the court with your spikes, the mic awaits you. There is SV Guru Prasant on our Tamil feed. Remember, this coverage is going out the whole of India on the Sony Sports Network in 5 languages. Tamil, the language of the state we're in.
Can we get Guru on the mic with us as well? I've got questions for him.
Okay, I'll give him a call.
Send him a personal invite.
As you please, ma'am.
Meanwhile, we are off at the races. First point goes Mumbai's way. No surprise there. Hyderabad really chugging the gears. Even from an out-of-system set, I mean, that's from the back of the court. A big swing, 2 blockers are in the correct placing, but they just cannot get a good wrist contact on the block.
Yeah, just a little bit of a mismatch there, I think, on Lao Sujan being a little bit smaller. That's a more aggressive start, but again, the defense from Aravindan is on the money. Tips coming, and Aravindan's there again. 2 bits of good defense from the setter.
Hyderabad coming back. I liked that defense from Mumbai, but it's now or never for me. Hyderabad have to find that second gear. They have to find that cohesion. They got to just believe as well. I think it's a matter of point by point. If you think too much about the big picture, it's difficult. This 8-2-3 super spike. Nice work by John. He's been a bit quiet.
A fault at the net allows Hyderabad another point. Now, there were moments, there were pockets of play in that second set where we thought Hyderabad are back on track. And then Mumbai somehow figured a way to take that set away. So, a look of helplessness on that man's face, the Hyderabad coach, Zoran Kenacic. They've just been very loose, especially on the defense. Too many errors and too many free balls. That one from Shamim, who's been one of the stars tonight. Mumbai now tightening the screws or tightening the noose around Hyderabad.
Whatever they're tightening, Hyderabad is feeling it. Another Rupe contactless shot, and I love the distance Shamim's getting there. So he's been really creative in where he's working along the net, and that's half the battle. When you throw off your blockers on the other side, it's done because you're not predictable.
Yeah, absolutely. He's changed his offensive strategy, Aravindan. I think that's props to the setter, but also in terms of the pass has just been there all evening from Mumbai. I think they've held a better level, and look there, that's way too low for Lao Sujan. They bring Shamim back into it, but overall Mumbai have been consistent with their pass and their level. They've kept running the middles, and Hyderabad are a little bit up and down.
Shamim and Aravindan have been on fire. That is more like it. But you need more of that.
Yeah, I'm liking Shamim's block. He got a little bit late to that one, but the one before that, he was hanging there. He was disciplined. Hyderabad trying to catch him off guard, trying to make him move laterally, but he is so quick. Watch the footwork. Gets up and he's over. It's a great shot by Hyderabad to get past that really well-formed double block.
It's also interesting here because Zoran, the head coach, has had to pull off the right side hitter, Ivan. So he's gone with another option on the right side, and that wouldn't be in the plan either for Hyderabad.
Well, interesting, yeah, you're exactly right. He's thrown in Sahil Kumar, who was their second top most expensive player on his squad, so I'm surprised he wasn't starting to begin with.
True, but it just shows the trust from the coach at the moment for what was his first 6 isn't quite there with the amount of changes that he's making. Ivan hasn't quite carried that right side as much as he would have liked, but again, Hyderabad are there or thereabouts.
Fortuitous for Hyderabad, that service error from Shamim, I think it was. But they need many more of those. A bit of luck going their way. A longer passage of domination from Hyderabad. As they say, one swallow does not make a summer. Shivam Chaudhary. Strange looking set that for Amit Gulia. Boom! Back at you, say Mumbai. Saurabh Dhawan in the thick of things.
Well, I noticed from that point, Prince is back into the mix as well, so you're exactly right, Louis. They're trying to switch things up, but it's a cred super block. Things are not going to plan, even though Prince having to step in and set that ball. The middle is not the person that you want setting your ball.
That ball is low and inside, and Prince is just, sorry, not Prince, right side, he's going again. That's a far better swing key. Yes, the ball's a bit wider, but the speed of the arm was 10 times better than the previous play. Faster, got through the block. If you slow down, then you're struggling.
Well, there we go. Maybe there's a little taste of what we're going to see more of from Sahil.
I like him. He's dynamic, he's quite quick. I also think you could have Asmath out there. I know that he's playing as an outside, but I think from what we've seen in that right side position, he's another option that could score and be high out there anyway.
It's fascinating to me, the choices that coaches make in who they recruit for their teams, why you would spend big money on 2 players that are not on the court until the 3rd set.
I mean, Prince is 2 meters 4 centimeters. He's a big unit, isn't he? I'm interested to see how he plays. First real look that we're going to have of him in this set.
Well, as a middle blocker, you want to be tall, definitely, but that movement laterally, that speed can be crucial, and you'll see it in some of the undersized middles, how important that is. Speaking of importance of speed, from the pipe, and you called it, Louis, earlier, a little bit more of that when the blockers on the other side are paying attention to the front court attackers. They're now shifted over a little bit, and that opens up that space wide for the pipe.
Amit is so good on the pipe. 8-2-3, super spike. And again, he hits to 1, loses the blockers, but once more, the pass and the defense from Hyderabad, for me, not good enough. 1 poor pass, 1 poor bit of defense.
Fairly professional from Mumbai so far. Just as I say that, he hits it out. But I suppose that kind of serve was on to go big when you're doing well.
Well, it's 2 different strategies, right? Again, we're going to keep hammering this home. For me, if the team is down, if Hyderabad's down, don't give them a free point. Don't give them a chance to creep back into it. Don't give them any confidence. I'm saying put that ball in play and trust your blockers who are doing a fantastic job.
A bit of luck going their way. Off the net, onto the court, gives them 2 points. A serve that has not been touched by any opposition player is an Indian Oil super serve that gives the Blackhawks Hyderabad 2 points, the deficit. Now, well, Mumbai trailing by 1. Let's head into an Amul Pool technical timeout. Back in just a bit. Welcome back. That bit of luck for Hyderabad will go a long way in calming their worried nerves. Hyderabad have had a hapless evening so far. And when landing on the line, good enough to give them 2 points off that Indian Oil super serve. It's 8-7. Blobby, our good friend, Louis' best friend. The Nippon Paint colourful mascot.
He's always enjoying the volleyball. I think he's #1 volleyball fan at this point.
Another good serve. Mumbai keep in play somehow. Hyderabad have got to believe. That's more like it! That has been hammered into the court from Asmat. Absolutely walloped it.
Well, it's interesting to see this new lineup on the side of Hyderabad. If they can get some momentum going, and that's a beautiful swing down the line over his shoulder, avoiding the block. If they can get this kind of momentum going, it's really kind of making a statement to the coach in my eyes.
Yeah, they really needed that Indian Oil super serve, didn't they, to try and get things going in their direction. They needed something to go their way because everything else hasn't.
Great up by Mata. Falls off the net. A little change in pace, picked up easily by Shubham. Oh, and stepping in to make something happen there on the pipe. And I like that tip from Hyderabad. They got Shubham Chaudhary out of the offense. He had to step in to take it, but just as we've talked about, Mumbai have other options.
I love the fact they use the pipe. Rupe contactless shot. That's 2 Rupe contactless shots on the pipe in a row for Mumbai, and I just love seeing the pipe run as well as this.
Only a couple of nights ago that Mumbai played a 5-setter. Clearly wouldn't want to do so tonight, and so important that they regain that mojo that they had lost for a bit. Still trailed by 1. Hyderabad have to wake up now. It's now or next game for them, and a lot more of that is what the doctors ordered for them. Sahil.
He's been the missing piece. Somebody that they can just go to like they would do Guru and just stay aggressive. I mean, he got blocked, but then he's come out and just hammered 2 or 3 fast and high. And I think he is the missing piece of this Hyderabad team at the moment.
Well, safe to say Sahil can help Hyderabad find the shores. In case that one is lost on you, the word Sahil means shores.
I was completely over my head. Yep, thank you. Thank you for that.
10-8 to Hyderabad. And the block worked slightly casual that from Ajit Lal. No, that spike was not on.
Well, this is a very different looking Hyderabad, I have to say. A cred super block because the movement is good, the set a little bit low, and I think the swing attempting to add more angle than was available. A low and tight finish from the middle, and it's just easy pickings.
We saw this against Delhi, didn't we? The Delhi Toofans. Well, we know what Sonny does here. He's brave and he calls an SBI super point. This will be worth 2 for whichever side takes this next point. And I think a lot of this match will be defined in this moment.
The block was there, but this time the direction of the spike was good enough to get the error of the ricochet. That's the power of Ajit Lal's right arm. Works it like a whiplash. Gives them those 2 much-needed points. The deficit now down to just 1. Can Mumbai race ahead, change gears, and finish this in 3? Mumbai win that SBI super point. 11-10, still with Hyderabad.
It was Sonny's super point in the previous set that changed the dynamic of the entire set as well, wasn't it? But wow! Tahir again is proving that he can carry this team in the big moments.
And I'd also like to point out that as soon as Guru got on the mic, all of a sudden Hyderabad have a second gear. An 8-2-3 super spike, looking good from the opposite.
Is Mumbai's backcourt defense an area of concern? We've not talked about their weaknesses so much tonight.
Well, they haven't really been tested, at least not in this match, by Hyderabad. So now they're starting to see a little different look with a couple new players on court. Meanwhile, here's a look at the MVP of the season criteria for selection for the Indian Oil MVP. Well, it's going to be selected by a panel of experts. They're going to select the 3 best players from each match and award them points accordingly. We're not involved in that. However, from these 2 teams, if we had to name someone, reminder, Guru was last year's in MVP. There he is in the box again. Sure, he's eloquent as ever on the mic. If his commenting is anywhere as good as his volleyball, then we might be out of a job.
It looks like he's having a lot of fun up there, which is nice to see with all the problems that he's having with his injuries as of late.
Where is that one going? Shubham trying to send that home, was it? Really casual, that one. Such moments can really cost Mumbai. The deficit now up to 3.
So this is wild because look at where the pass is now. It's 4 or 5 meters off the net. Mumbai have been incredible at passing the whole way through this game. But just like we saw against the Delhi Toofans the other evening, when it rains, it sort of pours for them and they can go really offbeat.
Yeah.
Hyderabad returning the favor. Ajit Lal went too far ahead of himself, I suppose.
Exhibit A.
think you're right. Weren't they up by 2 sets, then they lost the next two and they had to scrap back in the 5th. So maybe that's Mumbai's way. They get really steamy in the beginning and then these errors like this creeping in. That's just a connection. He's trying to get that a little faster from his setter, but you got to let your setter know if that's what you want.
4 set points. Take this one to the 4th set. Hyderabad deserve to win this set. They recycled the ball well. Where is that one going? Slightly out of system. Ajit Lal has been blocked once. Arvindan. For Shubham. The libero keeps it in play. What a great rally this has been so far. Pipe attack to the libero. Austin in play. Longest rally of this match so far. And we are going to set number 4. Hyderabad strike back. Somehow they've managed to eke out this 3rd set. It is not going to be a straight set win for Mumbai. Come back in the 4th, say Hyderabad.
2 sloppy errors in a row from Shubham Chowdhury. He's played so well in that opening game, but it's just gone off the boil here, and the door's open for Hyderabad.
Yeah, great 3rd set by Hyderabad. Some changes in the lineup and a much better looking team. Come back, we've got more volleyball coming your way.
Well, the Blackhawks have woken up and won their first set of the Rupe Prime Volleyball League for Season 3. Here are the stats. They're being outblocked again, Key, but apart from that, they're pretty strong when it comes to successful spikes.
I'm having a look at the unforced errors as well, 13 apiece now. That was something we spoke about for Hyderabad that Mumbai is now a part of. However, our esteemed guests up in the Rupe VIP box are enjoying the match. Nevertheless, I don't think they mind who wins. They're just having fun up there. Great volleyball as we get the 4th set underway. It's 2-1 for Mumbai. Who takes the first point? Free ball. He-Man under it. And a big swing and a stuff. Dami making a statement.
Hydrogen boy. Strong left hand. Very, very good. I just worry about Mumbai at the moment because Amit's pass just got very shaky and jolty. But that's a good block to get out of the trouble. The issue is that ball again is a little bit inside.
A credit super block from Ajit. You're exactly right. I was giving credit to Shamim there. I'm always giving credit to the middles. I gotta stop that until Double J comes to the party.
You know, I suppose a reminder of the league rules and the new format is important for these teams as well, because at some stage, who knows, set difference may come into play. When it comes to qualifying for the Super 5s, remember 4 teams get knocked out at the end of the single round robin stage, and that's where losing this third set may prove to be costly for the Mumbai Meteors. It may be the difference between going through and not.
I agree. Every set matters, but it's always a balance, isn't it? Because they'll still be building strategies and still learning. None of these games had a pre-season with any games to prepare for this. So you're sort of trying to win every point in every set you can, whilst trying to build to make it to the later stages, which is why you see so many teams serving so tough, because that's how they want to play come finals time.
Look at that, Ajit Lal there, spiking and then keeping the ball in play once again. He's proving to be a ball magnet here. Amit Kolia with that spike. Half blocked. Hyderabad have a chance. Off the block and out. That clearly touched Shamimuddin on its way out. 2 apiece in the fourth set.
I like the look of this new Hyderabad. They needed that extra little something on the opposite. A different look through the middle. Sujan now setting. This is possibly a much stronger squad than we saw yesterday. Oh, whenever they played 2 days ago.
No Stefan, no Ivan, both of the foreign players on the bench at the moment. And the pass is certainly in a much better position. Oh, that's a bit of a rash one.
Overcooked it. Only biryanis in Hyderabad need to be cooked for long. Otherwise, you've got to be very optimal about these things.
Chef Manish, I'll take your word for it.
I think Hemam just has to go for the white there. I think trying to turn that ball possibly isn't the swing for him.
Unlucky from Mumbai.
I'm not liking the intensity of the Mumbai Meteors in the last couple of sets. They've looked very casual. It almost looks like
I think
they're having a bit of a warm-up, a practice session. Slightly casual. Too casual for my liking.
I think they're too quick to put pressure on themselves. They're 2-0 up and they've just gone missing and they haven't come back yet. So it looks a bit casual, but it's actually just the pressure getting to them and then getting a bit tentative.
They've opened the door for Hyderabad to forge a comeback. Ajit Lal is having to do a lot of work. Shubham Chaudhary, did that hit the antenna? No, it didn't. Play continues. A double block. Good work by the libero. Hyderabad stay alive. It's 3 apiece. Where is the winner coming from? Shubham Chaudhary is the man with the plan.
Shubham needs more action. He was huge in the last matchup. In that big win they had, he was the man of the match, and I feel he hasn't really hit his stride yet, so that's a good sign for him, hitting right off of Prince's fingertips. I think Mumbai can use their speed a little bit more. I think having sat on the bench for now a day and a half, Prince is going to be a little bit low, a little bit late on his external lateral movements.
He's also 204, isn't he? So just for the size of the boy, that it's going to be tough for him to get out of double stack. You have these middles that are really good at getting 2 blockers out on the wings, and you have the point-scoring middles.
Yeah, well, this one's really frustrating for Mumbai fans. 1 step ahead, 2 steps back. These errors, service errors don't really help. Not the first time that's happened today. Mumbai service errors, a huge area of concern. 4 apiece in the 4th. It's contagious.
Yeah, it's going around. There's something down there on the court, in the water maybe.
So I love aggressive serving, don't get me wrong, and I love aggressive playing. But the last 2 swings from Hemam have both lacked any control. They're more wild swings on the ball, as opposed to fast, aggressive, stable with good posture.
Like that.
Exactly.
That set took a long time to reach the spike, and yet the defense was caught napping. Saurabh Mann and Shamim, I think it was. Or a Vintan, in fact.
A Rupe contactless shot, and I like that final swing because there's just enough space between the blockers. But for me, that's what Mumbai needs to do more of in the serve. A little bit of speed was taken off, more control was added, and Hyderabad were out of system. They did a good job to get the point, but I think that's what Mumbai looks for more.
Practically, slowing down the game against Mumbai, is that the way to go? They like a certain momentum, a certain speed, and if you sort of are able to disturb that speed, not allow them that during a rally, maybe it sort of works well against Mumbai.
Yeah, absolutely. All the teams in this competition and at a high level are going to want to add speed to their offense where they can, and Mumbai might be one of those teams that's really using that as part of their weapon, as part of their game plan. I think Shubham's one of the players that maybe needs a little bit more height, but other than that, most of the players are kind of going to go with a bit of speed.
6-5 to Mumbai in the fourth. We go off the block, straight to Gulia, then the set. Gulia comes in, adjusting his shot. Boom! Take that! That's good! From John Joseph, the double J. That is a jaffer from John Joseph.
Lau Sujang, great setting as well. Using middle in transition isn't always easy, but he's found a way past the block there. And you have to feel that's the first time that Amit hasn't scored on the pipe in my eyes this evening. I think he didn't quite put enough pressure on the tip.
They were maybe trying to go too fast and the ball ends up being low, but there's a good high one from Shubham. And I think that's for me what Mumbai needs to do more. Just go back to what was working, reminder of what their strengths are, not trying to do too much. I appreciate that they're trying to add the pipe, trying to continue using the middle, but that's their go-to guy. Give him the height, give him the width, let him rip on it.
Mumbai were cruising during the first two sets. Like they were driving on the brand new Trans-Harbour Link in Mumbai. In the third, they seem to be stuck in traffic on the Western Express Highway. Shubham Chaudhary! Oh, hitting it just long.
I'd like to see that again. That, to me, was very close to the line. I don't know if we're going to see a challenge on it, but this could be a momentum shifter just because of the confidence Shubham will have now after this swing. Let's have another look.
That set's a little bit too wide for me, and his arm can't quite come through. Big game now. Hyderabad has certainly got a little bit more confidence about them.
They've come to the party.
Nice to see.
Well, there's the danger. I was the one to say, yeah, use Shubham a little bit more, but if he doesn't keep his confidence high, couple of errors in a row, now he might be overused. Well, we're going to head to an Amul Pool technical timeout, so make sure you come back. This match is not over.
Well, here we go. It's very, very close. And if you want more of the action, you can get exclusive stats of the Rupe Prime Volleyball League at www.volleyballworld.com.
Volleyball World also our international streaming partner, so big hello to the millions watching us outside of India, across the world.
Hello.
Louis, say hello. Ah, super serve! That's how you say hello to the opposition, with that Indian oil super serve. Well, that celebration and the noise of that crowd reverberating all across the country and the world. And suddenly Hyderabad are in the lead by 3, courtesy that Indian oil super serve landing in that sweet spot. Ajit Lal can only watch and admire it land on his side of the court.
No.
And again!
No.
That
Two
is
in a
not
row.
happening. Could you believe it? Unreal scenes here in Chennai as Hyderabad have suddenly changed gears and Mumbai have been stunned into silence.
Look, that one is a great serve. Give it to them. It's a real big sort of like cross-body turner. Okay, yeah, that's a brilliant serve. The first one, though, is a little bit unforgivable. A lack of communication and a real sign of where the Mumbai Meteors are at the moment.
Well, I like that change-up from Ahmedabad. I think he does a really good job of working the seam, first of all. Yes, maybe there wasn't enough heat on it, but I've been talking about taking heat off and getting precision going all match long. So that's exactly what he does in the first. And the second one, he takes the rip cross court. So I think he does a really good job to make that happen.
I tell you what, David Lee, if he's watching, would have loved that. There would be a big smile on his face. Maybe Ahmedabad spent some time with Setu, the super server. This one, an Indian oil super serve, one of the most popular innovations of this league. The serve that's not touched by an opposition player is called an Indian oil super serve, and it is worth 2 points. So back-to-back super serves. And in response, Mumbai have called for an SBI super point, which is also worth 2 points. The stakes double when a team calls for an Indian oil super serve, and they will have to.
Great call there by Sonny Joseph for that SBI super point. An excellent move because it's 2 back-to-back aces. He knows he's going to slow down the server on the other side, and indeed it's a softer pass and using the middle. What a time.
We've seen that one before, haven't we? On a super point, one-handed sets.
We like it.
But I do worry about Mumbai here because their top level is very good and then they go missing for a bit. And all of a sudden they're taking this to... I don't think this needed to go to 5. If it does go to 5 this evening, I think they could have got this done. So Hill's been a big game changer.
Yeah. I tend to disagree though, because I think the third set was where everything changed for Hyderabad. The first 2 sets, we were not seeing the same team that we're seeing right now. So to say they could have got it done in 3, I think they would have loved to get it done. But now they're in a completely different matchup.
My thing would be where under pressure we see that their level goes a little bit. And we saw that in the opening game, and that would be I completely agree with you.
I think they decided to take a power nap and then press the snooze button a few times. And that's
as,
when...
as we all do.
Yeah, there were a couple of points, you're exactly right. There were a couple of points where it was a communication error there in the third, some sticky touches at the net, etc. All right, so we've got a review here. Hyderabad's been called for an over. They have, well, it's been kept.
Nicely done, beautifully done, a well-controlled spike that. More precision, less power. Well done, Sahil.
He's been brilliant, isn't he? It's exactly what Hyderabad haven't had in the opening 2 games. He's got a good connection with Lao Sijan. Wide enough, opens up the line. It's a good one-on-one situation. He's been mustered.
Amit's struggling to block him as well. Amit was doing much better earlier on today.
Gulia has been blocked now. When that starts to happen, Mumbai will start to worry. Check their blood pressure meters.
I think the reason why it's happening is because they're starting to worry. That's a very sweaty set by Aravindan. Very, very tight.
I don't think that's the right time to swing. It's a great super block for the boys in orange, but I think that's a low, tight set, not the moment. We needed to see some smarter action, just rolling perhaps into the block and recycling.
That's why Vipul's come on. Straight swap with Aravindan, change of setter.
Straight to the libero. Short set, well done. Clean finish. Made it look so easy. Shamim does the shimmy after that winner.
He's been fantastic tonight. I'm loving the first contact here, up by Mata, and the right choice. It's a Rupe contactless shot. People knowing that he's going to have a one-on-one. What an angle from Shamim.
How about that from Vipul? First set of the evening, he goes with the reverse quick set right on the money.
3 set points for Hyderabad. In all likelihood, we will possibly go to set number 5. Will we? Yes, we will. And so we are getting into the 5th and final, the decider. Mumbai can only blame themselves for where they find themselves.
It looked like it was going to be a 3-0 done and dusted, in and out, but Hyderabad have come to the party. Fantastic final swing there, just getting the touch. And Mumbai now need to respond to this very different looking Hyderabad side. We're going to a 5th. You are not going to want to miss it. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back to the Rupe Prime Volleyball League, where we are going to a 5th and final set between the Mumbai Meteors and Hyderabad Blackhawks. It's a much improved performance in the last 2 sets for the Blackhawks, who went down 3-0 on their opening performance. Have a look at the stats. The blocks are going Mumbai's way, but the spikes are certainly only going to the Blackhawks.
And how about those 2 super serves in a row? So they've got 3 points up there on the service line. Meanwhile, have a look at our mascot, Bobby.
My brother from another mother.
The Nippon Paint mascot, who's been enjoying the volleyball all match long, all season long. I think we need to get him some jerseys. Who do you think he's the biggest fan of?
Sunny.
Why is that?
Sonny is the coolest man in here at the moment, and he has the firmest handshake. Two things that I'm very jealous of. He's some man under these pressure situations, but Sahil is also some man under these pressure situations, and tonight, since he's come on, he's been super.
Time for a quick prediction. Louis and Key, do you see Mumbai watching this from here?
They're looking pretty shaken, and like I said, this is a very different team than we saw in the first couple of sets, so unless Mumbai find unless they find an answer, but Hyderabad have to keep their serves in. For me, that has to be #1 priority. Force Mumbai, because they're already shaken.
The vibe, the energy in the Hyderabad side of the court looks a lot better. They took 2 sets to wake up, and they've given themselves a chance of winning this one. Hardeep with the serve. Not bad, straight to the libero. A pretty good set. A one-man block does the job!
Remember, Mumbai came back in that 5th set, 3-2 against Delhi. So might they have that 5th set steam? They're the only team to know what it's like in the 5th set so far.
The really good block, just pinching in. No line available. The right sider loses that line as the ball's off the net.
Ooh, did that kiss the line? No, that didn't. Hardeep taking a risk. Did not pay off, 2 apiece.
Another one out the back, but bravery will be rewarded at some point in this game.
Shubham Chaudhary gets another point. A very, very intelligent swing that. He was guilty of overhitting it in that last set. On that occasion, much wiser.
Yeah, they went to 3 points in a row, and then he got a couple of errors in a row. So I think it's important to get him back in the game, but in the right moment. So if his confidence is going to stay high and he's going to be used to the best of his ability, it can't be on every single set, but you got to keep him in it.
Nicely done that. Beautifully done. No problems whatsoever. Like knife through butter for Double J.
Come to the forefront of this one, isn't he? Rupe contact the shot from Double J. Better variations offensively. As Key was saying about Mumbai, it's important that Hyderabad don't get too reliant on Sahil either.
Oh, easy ball. That was a gimme. That was a hit me ball. And that hit it.
There's one reason why he was such an expensive player in the draft. The height pays off in those situations. He can go up so early. First of all, credit to the server for getting that overpass, but he makes a great move there, and he's got that height advantage all day up the other side.
Good service tactics from Hyderabad going after Amit here because, well, not this time, but he struggled with the pass in the last 2 sets.
Well, when things start to go your way, everything you do pays off. Everything you touch turns into gold. Sahil, the man, the game changer.
Amit's gone quiet, and that's a big issue because that means they will have to rely on Shubham so much more if they can't rely on Amit in these big moments.
And that's a shame too, because people got him a one-on-one to begin with. Perhaps Amit prefers 2 blockers up.
Good anticipation from Shubham Chaudhary. He was ready just in case it pops over. 5-4 to Hyderabad in the 5th. Which way is this going? Very delicately poised match. Mistakes and big moments from both sides. Mumbai have to make fewer mistakes, and that's how things will start to fall in place for them. Shubham, great serve. Very, very good serve. Straight as an arrow. That was laced in venom. 5 apiece in the 5th.
We saw this against Delhi, didn't we? They're not scared to go for the hammer from the baseline in the last set. Paid off for them there.
Guru's back on the sidelines. He's done with his commentary stick. Oh, another serve! Another serve that works well for them. It looks like Shubham Chaudhary has pulled out the howitzer missile. There's so much more to that man's arsenal. Goes straight to Usman, takes evasive action, kisses the shoulder, goes long.
Well, if you remember, it was Admas doing all the serving in the last set. 2 aces in a row, and now it's Shubham giving him exactly back what he gave.
A meteorite from Mumbai, Shubham Chaudhary.
It's funny, that those 2 serves, only one man contacted the ball, but everybody else will rise in confidence because of it. He could be an early contender for the MVP of the season, in which a panel are going to select the 3 best players from each match. We award them points, and then the table will be updated at the end of the season, and the MVP will be named at the end of the season based on the points adding up. The Indian Oil MVP of the season.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Shubham Chaudhary is definitely in the running for that. So far, we've only seen a couple of matches from every team, but he's been the most impressive. Well, one of them. Certainly from Mumbai, he's got a ticket.
Well, they rely on him more so than the defenders are relying on Angamutu at the moment, and he's helping putting them through. Not always offensively, but the service line stuff as well goes a long way.
I think the important part now is, after those 2 aces, now there's an error. He has to remember the aces, even though the most recent was a mistake, because his confidence is so important for Mumbai.
Oh, straight to the lead row. Shubham realigns his attack. Hyderabad needs some calmness. They need to relax a little bit, slow down mentally. Think back, look back at what worked for you in set 3 and 4, and give yourself more of that. Sahil on that occasion.
Yeah, Mumbai have just lost their first pass again, just coming off the net a little bit. Just gives the defense half a sniff, but great dig from the V. Had a good game for me, the Hyderabad Barrett.
Lal Sujan alone in the front court, who will now get set to serve that ball. A spike didn't work. The block was there, and the block is there once again. The doors are being shut on consecutive spikes, not on that occasion. 3rd time lucky, 3rd time effective. Hyderabad kept coming at Mumbai, and that kind of perseverance paid off eventually.
That's what you paid 14.5 lakhs for, a middle that could jump set in clutch moments. My word! That was a gutsy move from Prince.
Hemant is popped up. 7 apiece. We are headed for a photo finish in this 5th and final. Lands outside. And I suppose in the rest of the game, the team that makes fewer mistakes in the key moments is the one that will take it away.
You're exactly right. I like Hemant's serve. I remember him last season being pretty impressive from there, so I think he had that confidence going at the line, but needed to get it in. Now we are headed to an Amul Cool technical timeout. Welcome back to Rupee Prime Volleyball League. If you're wondering where you want to go to get all the exclusive stats of this league, head over to volleyballworld.com. Our exclusive streaming partners.
Welcome to anybody watching on that platform. Great to have you with us.
International streaming partners, Volleyball World, are taking this absolutely cracker of a contest across the world. Shubham Chaudhary
Football maybe.
hitting it long, giving Hyderabad a chance to level scores. I like that vibe. Got a smile because they know the opposition's watching.
Chaudhary finding that set a little bit too far inside for him. Making the move, the foot just clipping the line, and you can see the frustration creeping in. And he's being relied on so heavily. He must be exhausted at this stage in the match.
Well, that can have the parabola of a second serve in tennis. Gotta go big. Go flat. Like that. That is how you do it.
Yeah, I like that. It's a flatter, wider set. So he can decide whether he takes it early or takes it late and sends it into the line or the angle, as opposed to the high ones that die inside. Great swing that. And Prince is playing defense as well, which is not what he's in the team to do.
9-8 to Mumbai. Will this sneak away with a winner? Pipe attack lands to the right of Ahmedabad, who looks stunned to me. Guru is on his feet.
You've got to ask the question, where's Sahil been the last couple of nights? Because he must be more of a game player than he is a training player, because he's got the line ball, he's got that cross body, he's having a great game.
Well, that's what this league does. This is where talent meets opportunity. Seeing how Guru's absence has meant an opportunity for the others, and Shubham Chaudhary, Amit Gulia, Hardeep, all of them now coming together to make things happen. Hardeep, the captain, getting into the act as well. Now 5 away from winning this in 5. The Mumbai Meteors, no chance of recycling that ball.
Seems like everyone has taken a bit of speed off their serve. Hardeep now in to see if he can add some spice. Indeed he does, gets the overpass, good work.
That's a huge point. Hardeep off the bench to open up a 2-point lead. They just need 4. The back-to-back 3-2 victories. The Meteors, again it's the pass that falters for Hyderabad, just like the opening 2 sets.
If you were Hyderabad, would you call for an SBI super point? Would you go all in? No, they haven't.
No.
11-9 it is. Hardeep, the captain to serve. Chance. Backcourt attack, lands outside! Oh, how close! Oh no, it's on the line! Well, the line official reckons it landed on the line. Mumbai will go for a review straight away. They know how crucial this point is.
Sonny's got the paddle out. He went straight for the paddle.
Well, the libero's foot was literally on the line, so he's got the best view in the house. Tony Joseph as well, right there. I think that's probably a good challenge. It was really, really quick, but I'm going to trust the libero, Darshan.
Darshan's pointing at where it landed. He looks very calmly, quietly confident. Well, not so much on that occasion. Looks pumped up.
Keep in mind, this is worth 2, right? This is a super point.
Oh!
Edged.
That is in.
That's in for sure.
And all the Mumbai team think it's out.
It's in.
It's in.
100%.
Oh,
Gotta be in.
That's
They're going to be
dangerous.
they're going to be raging.
Well, they'll get to see this exact footage that we're watching right now, I'm sure.
Some of them are saying it's out, and others are looking at it going, I think it's in.
Moment of the match for me.
Hyderabad aren't sure. All of this sparring has led to this specific point in this game.
Here you go. We need to see this angle as well.
The first one was good enough.
Well, we're going to get the depth here. We didn't get the depth on the first one.
Oh, it's
think this
so
kissed- it's
close.
kissed the
But
line,
yeah,
I
I
think.
think it has just.
I think that's in. It was certainly in from the other's perspective, wasn't it?
Yeah.
From being inside that sideline. The question was it the depth?
And the line judge is right there. But just imagine how tough it is to be able to see it, because the speed, the sheer speed, and has to go in Hyderabad's favor. Mumbai very quickly reviewing it. They know how crucial this moment is.
I find it hilarious that they're watching the same footage as us. And
I'm not sure that they could see what we were seeing. Do you think?
yeah, it must be, because they're seeing something very different to us.
Mumbai reviewed it, and I think justice has been done. The right call has been made. And so Hyderabad have been awarded the point. It's got to be 11-10. Yes, the right call has been made.
Well,
By asking once again.
Was that not a super point, is my question.
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was.
I think they were down by 2. It was 9-11. They called for an SBI super point, and they just got it.
No, I asked you guys if they would. I don't think the paddle went
I
up.
agree with Key. I thought that was worth 2, but maybe the paddle didn't go up. Sonny Joseph, on the other hand, is trying to put his paddle up, but Mumbai are already on 11.
You can call for it at 11 or before.
So it's now or never.
Will they go for it? Yeah.
This is
Oh,
Sonny,
yes.
Sonny.
You got to back yourself.
This is the riskiest.
All right,
throw.
this is the toughest server on Hyderabad's
Yeah.
side. He wants to take a bit of heat off the serve.
Yeah.
He likes the look of his own rotation. His setter's back row, he's got 3 attackers.
This is a Casino Royale moment in this match. Mumbai going big. Here we go. Shubham Chaudhary. Oh, still in play. Hyderabad now have a chance to go into the lead. They will. Hemant comes up with a He-Man move. Hyderabad go into the lead. Oh, Shubham couldn't kill it. Hyderabad refresh the ball, recycle it, and then Hemant drills it where he wanted to.
For me, that's a perfect reception on this SBI super point. For me, that had to go middle. Everyone thought it was going to Shubham. The blockers were already out there.
What a great set that was from Sahil, the number 7. Excellent anticipation as well from Hemant, who was ready. Ready to roll. Hyderabad, 12-11 now. They suddenly have the mojo. Amit Gulia. Oh. Nicely done. Nicely done once again. Interesting rally. Shamim level scores. Which way is this going?
Who knows, but I still think that is a huge call of a SBI super point from Sonny a moment ago that's throwing us right back in the mix. Huge foot kick to keep the ball alive. I mean, Hyderabad, you've got to give them some credit. They're starting to get to those sort of 50-50 balls and put themselves on the floor for each other. We haven't seen that until set 3. This a race to 3 points.
Oh, man!
Saurabh Man. All it takes is one man to put his hand up in a team sport. Man's the man.
Man, oh man.
Super block. I don't know if that's the right time to go to the middle. Fred's super block for the man of the moment.
That was a fantastic move. Here we go. 13-12 it is. A touch off the block. Shubham Chaudhary cannot believe it. A facepalm moment for him. But you can't really blame him much. He had to be there for the block. Credit to the spiker as well. Gets a ricochet. The ball lands outside. 13 apiece. What a game we've had so far.
From an out-of-system set, Shubham could have had that outside hand shifted more in because the attacker's coming basically from inside his body. He's in a good lineup there. It's just that outside hand.
What a set! That is an incredible move. That is a chess move on a volleyball court. Vipul Kumar suddenly gets into the act. That was an incredible set, followed by a magnificent strike for a Rupe contactless shot by Saurabh Man.
And we haven't talked a lot about, but that change for Vipul coming in the last set, he's been incredible for Mumbai. For me, he's made a huge difference.
Me too.
Match point for Mumbai.
I agree.
Oh!
Changing the setter and then Sonny sticking with him in the 5th set. It's also a big move for Sonny Joseph, and he's made the right call.
Now then the scores are at 14 all. You need a gap of 2. It will go into sudden death at 20 all, if at all it gets to that. Both teams not giving an inch. That third ball had to go across to the other side. They're trying to look for that angle. A foul has been called for. And suddenly it's match point for the Blackhawks Hyderabad.
I think they got lucky there, Hyderabad. That first phase of play was not quite aggressive enough from Hemat. That was far better. And in turn, he got rewarded with the net touch of Maan moving laterally and going into the net. But I think they got a tad lucky.
Here's what's fascinating to me about this year's format is that last year at this time, match would have been over. 15-14, boom, you're done. I like that you have to win by 2 because that's more like international volleyball and you can see that back and forth a bit more. Here's a refresher on the league rules, the tournament format. It's a single round robin and then you're going to be followed by the Super 5s and the knockouts. If a set is tied at 14-14, there you can see there at the bottom, you have to win by 2 all the way up to 20. And then once you reach that, it's a 1-point sudden death. We saw that in the game between Delhi and Bengaluru yesterday.
The TNTs, the Torpedoes, and the Toofans. The Toofan won there. What a great game last night.
Louis said they might have more than 2 fans today.
3 fans.
The newest member of the PBL family, the Delhi Toofans. Long way to go. Oh, match point it is. Is it now? Is it now? We'll wait for the first referee's decision, and he's given it to Mumbai. Scores level again. Hyderabad straight away going for a review. Was there a touch? Both teams look confident.
Shubham watched it go out. So Shubham's in the defense there, and he's moved away from playing it. Didn't even make a step towards it. In his eyes, there wasn't even close to a touch.
I also think that if Hyderabad would have won that point, they would have all erupted. And I didn't see anybody erupt. I just saw them come to the middle. I think this is such a big result and such a big performance from them. But we'll see. They're also keen even to look at it again. Been a great game this for the neutral anyway.
Well, we are getting a review, and it's an important one.
Hyderabad are claiming a touch off the block. At the net. Let's find out.
Let's have a look. It's Vipul. It'll be Vipul's right hand. Oh, I don't see it.
No.
I see no fingers moving. That's a big call by Hyderabad. But you can see Shubham as well does not even take a step. For me, that's no touch.
Interesting.
Hemant versus Vipul. Was there a faint touch of the little finger of Vipul's right hand?
Very close.
We may be able to establish that from another angle. No, that's not going to tell you.
What you're looking for is the movement of his pinky finger here in an awkward way. And for me, I don't see any kind of awkward, strange, unnatural movements. You see his finger just go with all the other fingers in that direction.
Yeah, to me, that's inconclusive. And if it is inconclusive, we've got to stay with the first referee's decision. Not enough to suggest that there was a touch.
What there might have been is a touch at the net. I don't see it. There is no net movement, but they were pretty clear about wanting a touch on the ball.
Yes, unsuccessful, and so Mumbai will have the point because the ball landed outside. And so it's back to even scores, 15 apiece now. Ooh, what a lifeline.
Well, change coming back in now, Sijan. The Stefan.
Okay, just a quick update. Hyderabad have one review left. Mumbai, none. Scores level. Amit Gulia. Very good serve. Oh, lands outside! Went really big, gave it the full rip.
Now that looked like it landed outside for me. That looked like it did not touch the line.
They're sure this was out. It's a Rupe contactless shot.
Mumbai have no reviews left.
Oh,
Mumbai have no reviews left.
that is a game-changing moment. If you don't have a chance to review it on a point like
No,
that.
on the
that's
line.
good.
On the
All
line.
right,
Okay.
alrighty.
Justice has been done.
That's a gutsy rip there.
Good show by our crew.
Well done. Match point now for Hyderabad. They lost the first 2 sets, remember. Stormed back. Mumbai allowed them to walk in. They opened the door. And Hyderabad said, thank you very much. Can they close the deal here? Or are we going to have 16 apiece after this one? He's taking his time. Nervous moments these. He knows all eyes are on him. Hemant. When you take too much time, that is what invariably happens.
Yeah, a lot of time. Hemant hasn't really got his serve going though for the last couple of sets. He's missed his fair share. Someone has to step up. And, well, that maybe be substituted off here. Let's see, no.
Saurabh Man now. Just puts it in play. Wise move, but that also allows them a spike, a backcourt attack, and a block! A double block! Gives Hyderabad another shot at this match. Match point, Shamim once again in the thick of things. Alongside him is Hardeep, the captain, and the duo comes up with a delightful moment for the Mumbai Meteors. Match point once again.
This is why it's crucial to get your serve in these moments. Trust your front court defense.
Well, this one's oscillated between a Manic Monday and a Magic Monday. And again. Oh, this is unreal.
So tight, isn't it? Fair play. First pass wasn't quite there again, but that's the beauty when you've got long-armed, athletic Asmath on the front court. You don't always have to be in rhythm to be successful. You can hit those out of rhythm plays, go off the hands, but a bit scary out there.
The margin for error is so little.
I think Lal Sujan did a great job as well off that really out-of-system play.
And again, Hardeep, Hurricane Hardeep, points it, cross court. Match point again for the Meteors from Mumbai.
I wonder why we haven't seen much of Hardeep this match. He's been sitting on the bench, but this is a clutch move.
Yeah, it is, but it's a lollipop of a serve from Prince as well. So the pass is in. Hardeep's not got a lot of pressure on him because the serve was a lollipop.
Vipul. This time, no spike. The block. Once again, it's the same story. Shubham Chaudhary and Shamim combining, and yet Hyderabad somehow eking out a point just when it matters most.
Yes.
18 apiece now in the fifth.
Someone's got to go for a bit more behind the service line here. I know there's that mixture, and I'm not saying you need to go for broke, but the last 2 balls have been pretty easy for the reception, taking the pressure off of the hitters.
Terrible, terrible reception, that one. Hyderabad now have a chance. There is a touch off the block. And the Blackhawks now have match point.
The wheels coming off a bit for Mumbai. It looked like that short serve was aimed at taking one of the players out of the offense, and it drops. Well, Mata had to pick it up, but it allowed Hyderabad another chance to swing hard.
It's just a way better serve, isn't it? It's still a float serve, but it's too a position where they struggle to use the middle and use their options.
Third match point for the Blackhawks Hyderabad. Everyone up on their feet. The coach Zoran Keracic, who looks like a banker by day and volleyball coach by evening, hasn't said a word, I think. Here we go. Straight to Vipul. And then the set. Oh, chance now. Can Hyderabad seal the deal? Yes, they will! Hyderabad win! That is a comeback for the ages! The Blackhawks win it in 5! Mumbai have been stunned into silence! A delightful finish for the Blackhawks Hyderabad! Would you believe it? That is drama of the highest quality! That is the magic of the Rupee Prime Volleyball League! It's never over till it's over! This is unscripted drama of the highest quality.
I mean, you'd have to convince me that was not scripted, because that was absolutely textbook comeback from Hyderabad. A huge, big win, having made a few adjustments in the team. They're missing that fella right there, Guru, but it did not show in the last few sets. Big, big performance from the Hawks.
What a game. Confidence coming in was very, very low, but confidence coming out will be much, much higher for the Blackhawks. They've dug deep and they found something here on match day number 2 for them at the expense of the Mumbai Meteors. That's how it finished. Well done to Lau Sujan, who showed good composure in the tough moments, not only to set, but to serve incredibly well to good areas as well.
Wow, huge performances by a few players. Admatch stepping up in a big way. Sahil coming in off the bench, and Prince showing us why he was the big spender for this team. The boys in orange looking pumped, as they should be. Well, we're gonna head down courtside to Atish, who's gonna let us know what went down in this matchup.
Well, welcome back to the Rupe Prime Volleyball League, where it's been a brilliant evening for the Hyderabad Blackhawks. They've won 3 sets to 2 from 2-0 down against the Mumbai Meteors, who won their opening game of the season against the Delhi Toofans. Well, the game started off at a rate of knots, and it seemed as if this match was only going one way. Shubham up to his old tricks of scoring up to 13 points in the opening fixture. He was at it again. Amit Julia also scored 13 points in that opening game win, and he got off to a flying start. But after the opening 2 sets, things started to take a turn for the worse for Sonny Joseph and his team.
Hyderabad showed up in a big way. A couple of big changes. Big change up for Hyderabad when they put this man in right there. Sahil getting in the mix and changing up everything. Hyderabad, I feel like, needed that little spark. We talked about it earlier and how they needed someone to step in for Guru. They needed some more middle action, different setter. Just a couple of changes was all it took for them to play in a completely different way. I mean, that's an example right there. Shubham Chaudhary bump setting into the net. This is why Hyderabad had to turn it around in the third. What a fight back.
Well, I suppose it was a story of Mumbai really botching it up. They had their moments. They had an opportunity to close the match as well. In the 5th, it went neck and neck. But then, towards the end, Hyderabad converting their 3rd match point. And this is how it ended. Forget about the numbers. They don't do justice to the madness of this match. The ebbs and flow of this great sport, volleyball, was there for all of us and the world to witness. This match and the madness is beyond numbers. Hyderabad may have won. Mumbai will have a lot of learnings. Let's now head across to Atish for the presentation.
If you ever wanted to know what miracles are made of, just ask the Hyderabad Blackhawks. Remember that old adage of snatching victory from the jaws of defeat? They have redefined it because they were dominated in those first 2 sets and eventually came up trumps 3-2 in the most fascinating fashion. The Hyderabad Blackhawks registering their first victory of Season 3 of Rupe Prime Volleyball League, powered by A23, against the Mumbai Meteors in swashbuckling fashion. In the presentation party to my left, representing the Mumbai Meteors is Mr. Rahul Chari, the owner. Representing the Hyderabad Blackhawks is Mr. Abhishek Reddy, principal owner, who we couldn't get here because he was so busy celebrating with the team. And representing Rupe is Shri Mahendra Bajpai, the general manager of Indian Bank. The first award is the Game Changer of the Match award. And this goes to Sahil Kumar. This will be presented by Mr. Rahul Chari, the owner of the Mumbai Meteors. Sporting the jersey number 7, he played a big hand in sending the Hyderabad Blackhawks into 7th heaven. Sahil. 2-0 से पिछड़ रहे थे, 3-2 से जीत गए. अभी फर्स्ट रिएक्शन क्या है आपका?
बस सभी प्लेयर खुश है. फर्स्ट मैच था, वो लूज कर गए थे तो काफ़ी डिमोटिवेट हो गए थे. तो ये मैच जीत के सभी लोग खुश हैं.
आप शुरुआती 6 में तो नहीं थे, लेकिन जब आपको शामिल किया गया, आपका योगदान बहुत अहम था. कोच ने क्या बोला था, क्या हिदायत दी थी आपको?
कि सभी प्लेयरों को ऑल आउट खेलना है बस.
ऑल आउट खेलना?
हाँ सर.
तो ऑल आउट तो खेले और इस वजह से जीत भी हासिल कर लिया आपने. बहुत बहुत बधाई हो. गेम चेंजर ऑफ द मैच truly, because it was his contributions towards the latter ends of the match that changed the game in the favor of the Hyderabad Blackhawks. Up next is the big award, the Rupe Player of the Match award. And this will be presented by Shri Mahendra Bajpai, the General Manager of Indian Bank. And it can only go to one man and one man alone, the man who put in those Indian Oil super serves to take the ascendancy. It is Ashmatullah. What a wonderful performance by this man. He's also awarded the Rupe On The Go watch to experience hassle-free payments. He gets a brand new watch, the Rupe On The Go watch. Stylish, isn't it? It looked good on his wrist. And not only that, not only does he get a watch, he also has to do something manual, and that is to sign the match ball. Now, was that the ball that he sent into the opposition court to win? Ashmatullah. दो सवाल. सबसे पहले तो शुरुआती पलों में आपको टारगेट किया जा रहा था, गलतियां हुई थी. फिर उसके बाद आपके मन में हौसला कैसे बढ़ा? आपने इतना बेहतरीन कमबैक कैसे किया?
सभी प्लेयरों का सपोर्ट था, प्लेयर सपोर्ट किया, इसलिए हौसला बढ़ा. प्लेयर सपोर्ट नहीं करने से और मैं बाहर ही खड़ना था, प्लेयर सपोर्ट करने से अभी.
उसके बाद आपका भी रुख बदला, टीम का भी रुख बदला. पहले 2 सेट हारने के बाद बोला गया, अभी साहिल ने बोला ऑल आउट खेलना चाहिए, लेकिन कुछ अलग रवैया जो अपनाया था, कोई रणनीति में बदलाव किए थे क्या आपकी टीम ने?
नहीं, पूरा कोच ही किया था, पूरा गेम चेंज पूरा कोच ही किया था. बस कोच बोला ऑल आउट करो, हम कर दिया.
इंडियन ऑयल सुपर सर्व्स के बारे में बताइए. 2 लगातार, कितनी जान है आपके बाजू में?
जान कुछ नहीं, वही प्रैक्टिस किया, बस कोच हाथ में पूरा ऑल आउट.
देखिए, प्रैक्टिस की वजह से आपका परफेक्ट गेम बन गया. अंत में गलतियां की थी, उनको सुधारा, जीत भी आपकी ओर से आई, विनिंग पॉइंट भी आपकी ओर से आया. बहुत बहुत बधाई हो, बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो अशमतुल्लाह. द रूपे प्लेयर ऑफ द मैच, अ वेरी वेरी हैप्पी, someone who made a comeback the way that he did and inspired the Hyderabad Blackhawks to victory. And that's it from the presentation party.
Ashmatullah, a man of few words, but a man of many skills. Came up trumps. He woke this team up. They were lulled into believing that it's not going to be their night, but then Ashmatullah comes to the party and the team rallied around him, and it's his service that really set the tone for a comeback that shall be remembered through this league. Ashmatullah, deserving winner of the Rupe Player of the Match award. Now time to tell you what the Tuesday night thriller is going to be. It's the Blitz from Chennai playing at home on home soil against the Kochi Blue Spikers. That's coming up. Only one game tomorrow for all of you to enjoy. Do join us at 6:30 p.m. for a pre-game show followed by the first spike, the first serve on the Sony Sports Network and on Volleyball World. As we say goodbye, take a look at the Nippon Paint colourful moments of a night that gave us the most thrilling 5-setter of Season 3. Goodbye and good night.